So, as we know, jealousy is one of the biggest diseases of the heart, and we explained why previously. Now we need to look at the cure and the treatment of this jealousy and hasad that Imam Ghazali rahimahullah mentions. And so he says that the medicine, the treatment, and the cure of the hearts of diseases is only possible through knowledge and action, ilm and amal. And he says that the beneficial knowledge, okay, for the disease of the jealousy is that you should know absolutely categorically and definitely with open mind that the jealousy is harmful for yourself in dunya and deen, in this life and in the hereafter. You should know this with no doubt, that it is harmful for you when you have jealousy with somebody, for this life and the hereafter. And you should also know that there is no harm, okay, in jealousy for the person that you're jealous with in here and in the hereafter, in dunya and deen. Rather, it is beneficial for the person that you have jealousy with in here and the hereafter. It is beneficial for them. And so whenever and as soon as you realize this, he says properly, then you will not and at the same time you're not your own self enemy. Yeah, you don't hate yourself, you're not your enemy, and you're not the friend of your enemy. Then you will definitely leave, okay, the jealousy. You will stop and abandon definitely jealousy. Okay. Now, how is it harmful for you in deen, in akhirah, in your religion? Is that because by being jealous with someone, you have angered Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have brought the wrath of Allah, okay, because you are now you are now going against the decree of Allah. Yeah, you disliked and you hated the favor of Allah that He gave and divided amongst His servants, because you're having jealousy with somebody because Allah gave him something nice. Yeah, that means you are hating Allah's decision, His decree. This is against the aqidah, and so therefore this is damaging for your deen. And you are also, you're hateful towards the justice of Allah, that He maneuvers and He controls the whole universe through that justice based on His wisdom, eternal wisdom. And so you have disliked that, you have abhorred that, and you are hating that. And this is a crime against Tawheed. Yeah, and this is a crime against Tawheed, and this is a filth and dirty thing, for the Iman. And of course, what else can be more damaging for your deen and for your akhirah and for your hereafter? Okay. The other thing added to that, very bad, is that is that you're cheating and betraying a believing person, a man or a woman from the believers, and you are abandoning sincerity towards them, because it is required for every individual to have sincerity towards and nasiha towards their fellow Muslim being. And by having jealousy against them and towards them, you're going against that, and you are going against the friends of Allah, His prophets, okay, because they would always love good for other people, and so you're doing something against that. And now you are siding with the devil and Iblis and all the disbelievers, okay, because of course they love difficulties and hatred and calamities for the believers. and they want the believers to lose any favors and any blessings, and you're doing the same. So you're siding with Iblis, and you're siding with the devil and the disbelievers. And these are the filth and the dirtiness of the heart that will eat up and away and burn away and eat up the goodness and the good deeds of your heart, just as a fire eats up the fuel and wood, and it will erase it, just as Imam Ghazali rahimahullah says, the night erases and covers the day. And how is it difficult? I mean, how is it harmful for you in dunya, in this life, is that you will feel pain by having jealousy in dunya, and you will be tortured through that. Okay, and you will always be in a worry because your enemies, you know, will definitely get some blessings and some good times that Allah will give them. And so you will be tortured. You will be always, punished with every single good thing that you see, okay, and you feel the pain um, towards you because of the goodness that happens to other people. So you will always be maghmoom and mahroom, deprived from having quality life and good sort of time, and and tight chested you will remain, because obviously something good happens to your enemy. So you wanted for your enemy to go through agony, and you know now it is not that. So you are getting tortured and punished. And of course, with your jealousy, the blessing and the favor from your mahsud, from the person that you are jealous with, is not going to go away from them. Just because you're jealous with them is not going to harm them, in a sense that the things will still remain with them. Okay? Even if you were, you know, even if we park aside the Iman in the hereafter, the resurrection, the reckoning, even if we would park that aside and for 1 minute, we still would be wise and smart, okay, to consider jealousy damaging and really bad for our health and our quality life in this dunya, and we have to leave that and abandon it because it is not worth it. While you know that at the same time that jealousy, okay, also incurs a great and dreadful punishment in the hereafter. As a believer, we know that. Okay, so how are you going to face the animosity from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the anger and the wrath from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, without any benefit to you, without any credit to you, despite the damage that is going to happen to you, that is happening to you, so you are losing yourself, you are going into all this situation for no reason, for no benefit. And as far as that, it's not damaging the mahsud, the person that you're jealous with, in his deen and dunya, in his dunya and akhirah, in this life and the hereafter. It is very clear, because the blessing is not going to go away just because somebody is in jealousy with them. Somebody is jealous with them. No. But it is Allah who decides to give whom He gives what He gives. Okay? So only Allah knows, and there's no one else to remove that goodness or that good and that blessings from someone else. And so that's why, it's very important that we realize that hasad and jealousy is damaging, okay, to ourselves. And hence we will try to get rid of that. Now, the treatment for that, obviously, further is to something beneficial is that we have to sort of get rid of this jealousy. So anything that hasad requires to say, from us to say or do, we have to force ourselves to do the opposite. So if our hasad and jealousy requires us to, you know, seek harm with, the person who is we are in jealousy with, okay, then we have to uh, force ourselves to say something good about them. Yeah. Our jealousy requires us to say something bad, we will force ourselves to praise that person. If our jealousy requires us to become arrogant, we have to force ourselves to be humble and to present excuse to that person. And if our jealousy requires us to stay away from benefiting that person, then we will have to force ourselves to even do more, to be more beneficial to that person and give them more blessings and whatever we can give. And so when we force ourselves to do that, okay, and the person to whom we are jealous realizes that, then his heart is going to be changed and he would also in turn start loving us. And when that happens, then we will in turn start loving that person. And there will be a kind of, acquaintance and good relationship between the two people, and that will then cut off the jealousy altogether, because humbleness and humanity and praising others, okay, and expressing happiness for others when they get any benefits and any sort of blessings, it brings the hearts of the people together. Okay, the feelings and the emotions, they are really on high when that happens. And then um, you know that's something really, Imam Ghazali rahimahullah says, um, like a second nature to human beings. Okay, and so the devil will come and it will stop us from doing so, because it will say, look, if you humiliate yourself, if you humble yourself and you praise that person, then um, you will feel, you will look like a weak person. Yeah. Or maybe you will be hypocrite because you're having something in your heart and you're doing something against that. uh, you're humiliating yourself. That's all different thoughts that shaitan will put into your mind. But these are the tricks of shaitan. They are very well known tricks and tricks of shaitan. And you will have to force yourself, whether you like it or not. Okay. And therefore, the animosity will go away from both sides, because it's something mutual as well. And there will be more love, and there will be sort of, contentment within the hearts, satisfaction and tranquility, and away from jealousy and the worry of the hatred, mutual hatred. So these are a few medicines of hasad that are very beneficial. But of course, he says they are bitter. They are bitter against the hearts a lot. But he says that the benefit comes from the bitter pill. The bitter pill to swallow benefits you more. And so if you're not going to swallow the bitter pill, then you will not taste the sweetness of the cure, he says. And the bitterness of the medicine will become easier for you to swallow, okay, which is, of course, humbleness, humility to your enemies and those that you have jealousy with, and to get closer to them by praising them and so on. That is going to help you when you have the power of knowledge, okay, of the stuff that we just mentioned, that Allah is going to be happy with you. You'll be happy with the qada and the qadr and the predestiny of Allah, and you will love what Allah loves, and so on and so forth. Okay, and so therefore, this is something that will also benefit you. Um, Also, the detailed sort of dawa and medicine that is very important is to look out and watch out for the reasons why is there the jealousy. So maybe you have, the 7 reasons that Imam Ghazali mentions, the arrogance, the ta'ajjub, the hatred, the animosity, all these different reasons. So you have to seek out what are the reasons for your jealousy. Okay, is it your pride? Is it your arrogance? Is it the excessive greed, of something that inevitably is going to be there? Because these are the different, these are the real diseases. The rest of them are symptoms, but of course the disease is going to be rooted out if you uproot the roots of it, if you cut them in the bud, so to speak. But if you're not doing that, then by doing what we mentioned, he says, is just temporary satisfaction for your nafs, and the disease will come back. You're just treating the symptoms and not the root causes. And it will take you longer and longer and longer to have that jealousy. The jealousy will get even stronger and stronger. So therefore, he says, you have to find out the actual root causes of the disease and treat them. So therefore, when you do that, then inshallah, it will become easier for you. And Allah is the one who gives you the ability to do so, and not yourself.